everybody, welcome back to The Comments with me, Kelela Cortez. In this episode of The Comments, we are going to be reviewing and recapping the second and third episode of Season 10 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So, at the end of the first episode, we were given some foreshadowing on the Denise Richards drama. Luckily, in episode 2, we are not going to see much of that. It's going to be more fun and uplifting and funny moments with Denise. So I'm super excited for that. But without further ado, let's get started with episode 2. Okay, y'all, so at the beginning of episode 2, we immediately come to Dorit's new house, which is beautiful. The only weird part about it is that apparently PK's name is not on the mortgage with Dorit's. Now, if you've read any of the press, this is crazy as there's a lot of talk about them not having money, all of their financial issues, their lawsuits, and most of it involves past dealings with PK. Now, I have made a vow to myself that I'm not going to be too shady about people's family lives and things of that nature when I review and recap this show.
However,
Dorit really needs to reconsider how she just allows PK to kind of involve her in everything. Maybe she should step a little bit back, in my opinion, but who cares about my opinion? Honestly, I love Dorit, and no matter what she does, she's still the fashion diva of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Speaking of being a fashion diva, she is always turning a look, but the look that she pulls for the little interview where she is being asked about being a con artist is a little fishy, a little suspicious, might I say. After we go to Dorit's house, we show up with Miss Garcelle Beauvais and a friend of hers. She is visiting her new home, her new sanctuary after her divorce from Mike, who, might I say, is also trashed. And I say that because of all the rumors that you've heard in the press, and they're not really rumors at this point. Now that we know, the biggest part of this little segment is learning more about the email that was sent by Garcelle to her entire company and her husband's company that basically exposed him. Now we go to a little dinner with some New York sexy wear with Sutton, Strakey, whatever. Kyle got it wrong too. 2 questions for Sutton, honey. What the fuck is yacht wear and what the fuck is yacht rock? Yacht rock sounds like a venereal disease. I don't know what it is. Now, in this segment, we hear a lot more about Sutton's divorce, and the biggest part of this is learning that Sutton doesn't want to just use her ex-husband's money to just sit around and be fabulous. She wants to be fabulous and also be a business owner and also make a name for herself. So now Miss Sutton is giving you redeeming qualities, and we love that about any Real Housewife. Next up, we are at Denise Richards' new house in Malibu, honey. Now, we start this scene with a little bit of Charlie Sheen drama. We all know Charlie Sheen is absolute trash, so we'll just skip right over that. However, I do feel like they are trying to play up this court, shady, legal battle thing with Denise leading up to the drama that's going to happen later this season that we saw in episode 1, and I don't want to see her painted in a bad light. We do find out that Denise Richards has to go have surgery to fix some hernias that she has, and her doctor shit is absolutely mean. The best part of this segment is when Aaron talks about the pain that Denise can handle and how hot that is to me. And again, they are really showing these parts of them talking about sex and then also some dramatic court moments to really play up the drama that's happening later this season. This next part is arguably my favorite part of the entire episode 2, and that is the new budding friendship between Erika Jayne and Garcelle Beauvais. I just love this friendship. 2 bad bitches that are not afraid to say whatever they want to say and let the ladies know exactly how they feel. It's a perfect friendship for me. The fact that both of them are at the age that they could possibly have grandchildren is A, hot, and B, clearly worrisome for Erika because Garcelle announces that she's gonna be a grandmother, so congrats to Garcelle. But I totally feel the moment when Erika's like,
Hi, do you have liquor? My friend and I need a drink.
The age-old question, no pun intended, is brought up with Miss Erika Jayne. Is she having sex with Tom, and how is the sex with Tom, who, if you did not know, is Erika Jayne's husband, who is also 80 years old. But she lets Miss Garcelle know that it is perfectly fine in her bedroom. We move forward with Teddy Mellencamp at her home where she is planning a new retreat with all of her clients at her accountability business. Now, I totally understand what Teddy is going through. Unfortunately, I am sometimes this type of friend where I basically want everybody to be happy no matter what they're doing, but also I really want them to come and support me. You should want to come and support me even if it's not something you necessarily love to do, right? But clearly, Miss Teddy wants her friends to be there no matter what. You can tell by the text message. Now, the best part of this text message fiasco is Lisa Rinna's rendition of the gig, honey.
So my feelings will be so hurt, I will make you pay for a long time.
Earlier, we talked about how Miss Denise Richards is gonna be having surgery for her hernia, and now we get to see that process. Well, kind of, because the editing this episode is insane.
Wish I could jump into the future right now. Well,
Cut to surgery over. This bitch is hilarious on
the pills.
I fucking love it. She doesn't remember shit, she's doing wheelies in the hallway, and most importantly, she calls her daughters, where she asks, how did Lola's game go? Did she win? And her daughter responds, no. And it's the best response I think I've ever heard from a mother, and it makes it even better that she's on the pain pills.
well, that's so good. Okay, at least you tried.
Now, if you did not remember from my last episode of The Comment, Miss Erica Jane is the new Roxy Hart in Chicago on Broadway, or was due to the
Coronavirus moment.
From Shakers to Chicago, though, Erica Jane really is just a badass bitch, and she gets so emotional during this moment, and let me tell you, there is not a prettier crier on the face of the planet than Erica Girardi Jane Iman Dupree Cortez. Now, they show Denise Richards a whole lot up in this episode, and I love it. So we're gonna go back to the hotel room where Denise was staying after her surgery, and they bring out the Beamer. Now, you'll hear about this more in episode 3, which is coming up right after this little review and recap. However, the Beamer is important. I love this moment though because Denise Richards talks about how she was raised to never depend on a man.
Period.
And I love that. I think that's a good representation of what little girls should be hearing today. However, she does remind us that she still is depending on yes ma'am, that big old dig of Aaron's. We love it. Even better, during this moment, she gets a call from her good old friend, Miss Lisa Rinna, honey, where they talk about how she's feeling, does she need anything, is everything good? And Lisa Rinna, in true Lisa Rinna fashion, lets her know that if anything gets too bad,
I love you.
We stand.
So now we get to see Miss Lisa Rinna and Teddy Mellencamp on their way in a car to Sutton's store opening. We start out with Miss Lisa Rinna coming clean about how she was a little sassy about Teddy's retreat coming up. The funny thing is that Miss Lisa Rinna's version of being sassy is saying that there's absolutely no fun in a retreat. She got to skip the first one, she gets to skip the second one, and she's super excited about that.
Supporting means you come and you're well behaved. Not really.
We round out episode 2 with the big moment of Sutton's store opening. Now this is so hilarious to me. First of all, the fact that Sutton even says that it might kind of be cool if she did open a store because she doesn't really have to is such a power move to me. Now, we move on to a little interview with Us Weekly with Dorit, and I die at her reaction, honey. She literally looks at that camera and says,
Shut the up.
Then again, it's like when you're in the press that much about your husband's misgivings, it's like you're gonna get those questions, and maybe you should look into that a little more. One of the best moments of Sutton's store opening is the couture conversation. I love that Erica Jane is fully reading Sutton. Because let's be honest, we don't have to talk about the couture we wear. I mean, I'm not talking about any couture as I don't wear any couture, but Sutton is always going around flaunting her couture, and it doesn't mean that it looks good. Another hilarious moment of this store opening is when the mayor of West Hollywood is brought up. Sutton seems to think that that's a huge deal to have the mayor of West Hollywood at your store opening. Do I think it's a big deal? Not really. And I think the other girls agree with me.
How many mayors does she know?
Now, I am fully gagged that she brings up the parking tickets with the mayor of West Hollywood because I know about this one. I've gotten 2 parking tickets in West Hollywood. It's ridiculous. We close out the night with a little gift bag moment and a little combo with Teddy. Now, one is great and the other is not. Let's be honest, she definitely wants people to come for the 400th time. But I agree with Miss Sutton. Why are you gonna say that it doesn't bother you if people come? You don't care if people come. If you don't wanna come, don't come. If you want me to come. At that point, I don't care about coming if you don't want me there. All right, you guys, so we wrap up episode 2 right there at the store opening. And as I told you at the beginning of the show, we are going to be combining episode 2 and episode 3 together. So let's see what episode 3 has in store for us. We get to see none other than Miss Erica Jane go to her little voice rehearsals for the part of Roxy Hart. And let me tell you, honey, she sounds glorious.
I'm gonna be Roxy. Can you imagine coming to this dinner party sober? Should I take this bottle in? She's got booze. Let's hope so.
Cut to a little drink moment with Lisa, Teddy, and Sutton. Now, this motley crew, you already know there's gonna be some drama, and I love
The drama.
this episode, honey. Sutton is coming for Teddy early in the episode, honey, and we love it. And she has a point. She is a little pushy on the topic, on the subject of the retreat, because we're still talking about the retreat in episode 3.
Oh my god, you guys.
Well, I just think Teddy's approach is so weird to this moment. It's like, why don't you just say exactly how you feel? And if exactly how you feel is you don't want these motherfuckers to come, then tell them, I changed my mind. Take the text back. Don't none of y'all show up. But once again, Lisa Rinna is here to steal the scene, honey. I'm dead, girl. I love her and her shady eyes. Clearly. Now, in this episode, Miss Kyle is getting ready for a dinner party. She is back from New York City from all of her working days, and she's ready to enjoy family and friends. During the getting ready process for all of the women, we get to see one of the prizes that was in the gift bags from Sutton's store opening. It is an $1,800 bag. And yes, honey, they are some of the cutest bags I've ever seen. If I ever get $1,800 in my hands, I would love to have one. Now, as we always do, to the main event, honey, which is the dinner party. Let's start out this segment with myself and RHOBH, aka Erica Jane, and Lisa Rinna in the car. The fact that Lisa Rinna has a bottle with her on the way is amazing. And of course, Miss Erica says,
Can you imagine coming to this dinner party sober?
and she provides, honey. The drama with Teddy and Sutton continues on into the dinner party, and I personally think it's amazing to hear. I know that all the women are really confused about the over fanciness of Sutton, and they don't really understand her, and I get that. She is a little pushy, she is a little much. The biggest over fanciness that Sutton pulls is the name placements thing. Again, she's confused where she's supposed to sit. She's worried that she will come to the table and realize that there's nowhere to sit. Lo and behold, Miss Sutton gets sat down beside Teddy Mellencamp and leave it up to Lisa Rinna to start some drama. She wants to play a little game, and we all know from watching all of the seasons since season 5 that Lisa Rinna's games never work out, honey. In this game, the ladies are supposed to say their first impression and their impression now of the person next to them. And of course, they're all being so sweet and nice and fake. And Sutton picks up on that, so she decides she's not going to do that. Miss Sutton decides to let Teddy know that she thought that Teddy was gonna be a little boring, and then that she was pregnant as well, which apparently, according to all of the interviews I've seen, is really what upsets Teddy. But let's be honest, Teddy just wants people to like her, and the fact that Sutton exposed her for being boring and kind of unlikable in the moment really upset her.
I'm fine, you guys!
Now, Sutton, being the Southern woman she is, tries to revert back and say, don't cry, blah, blah, blah. Girl, now you know what you did. You need to apologize, and even if you do, it's probably not gonna fix it today. But the day is saved, or hurt even worse, who knows how to take it, by Aaron's stories. He gets a little drunk and a little weird at this dinner party, honey.
I break down stuff so you can all heal you. I don't heal anybody, by the way. I remove blocks.
Aaron apparently works for some center that is some alternative medication, place, moment, gig, I don't know what it is. However, we do find out that people are following Denise and Aaron. And again, this is a moment I feel like with the editing, with production, that we get to see some kind of like shady, under the table business with Denise. And it's crazy to me that they're really setting her up for all this shit. However, at the end of the day, whether we all have cancer in our bodies or not, right now, as we sit here attacking ourselves, I don't fucking know. Aaron has told the weirdest of weird stories, and my opinion on him has completely changed. I'm scared, and Lisa Rinna has my exact feelings about the entire situation. And that wraps up episode 3 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 10. I'm super excited. I hope you're watching episode 4 tonight with me at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you follow me on all social media. That way you can stay up to date with all of the tea with the comments, honey. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Make sure you check out Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 10, episode 4 tonight. Also, make sure you let me know what you thought about episode 2 and 3 right below in the comments.